Hello everyone, this is our Halloween edition, so I got my cool jack-o'-lantern tie on. We're going to talk about freedom of religion. Christmas is coming soon, and pretty soon we're going to start hearing about how nativity scenes are an offense against the constitutional separation of church and state. The other day, someone on the news was talking about a school in East Texas that has forbidden the cheerleaders from putting up banners with some Bible verses on them. Now, the reason is that goes against the constitutional separation of church and state. But does it really? Is there really a constitutional separation of church and state? That's what we're here to take a look at. The First Amendment actually states, and this is the whole thing, Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of a religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, the right of the people to peacefully assemble, or to petition the government for redress of grievances. We're going to just focus on that freedom of religion. Now, many people try to use the First Amendment to justify everything from banning nativity scenes to trying to stop high school football players from praying before a game. Now, the reasoning that they use is that the First Amendment supposedly creates a wall of separation between church and state. You'll hear that over and over and over again. The thing is, I read the First Amendment top to bottom. I never saw anything about a wall of separation. So where did that wall of separation come from that they love to talk about? Well, it seems that it actually was first mentioned in a letter that Thomas Jefferson wrote to the Danbury Baptist Church in Danbury, Connecticut in 1802. He's just restating the First Amendment and saying how that does create a wall. But what kind of wall is it? It just means that Congress has nothing to say about your religious beliefs one way or the other. The letter only refers to what the Constitution says about Congress making no law. At no time does it even hint that the government must become involved every single time that some atheists, and I'm picking on the atheists because they're the ones who make the biggest stink. If you're an atheist watching this, don't mean to be attacking you, but let's face it. This all came about because Madalyn Murray O'Hair, the atheist queen, was upset because her son in Texas in the 60s sat in a classroom where everybody recited a prayer. He didn't have to. Just a note. To this day, you don't have to say a prayer. Nobody can make you. Something rather interesting in all of this is that the same men that voted to pass the First Amendment, that actually wrote it and everything, well, they paid a minister out of federal money to open every single session of Congress with a prayer. Well, that's rather interesting, isn't it? But let's just ignore that, shall we? Nothing to see here. Right. So the first part of the religion statement is that Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion. Have they ever established any religion? Ever? Part two is that or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That is to prohibit, outlaw, stop the free exercise of a person's religion. Basically, it's unconstitutional for Congress to make any law that would get in the way of someone's religion. That does mean that it would be unlawful for Congress to try to cut any federal money to any school that allowed someone to say a prayer during their commencement address, or to pray on the field of a football game, etc. Pretty simple, huh? Let's look at this a little bit closer, because the constitutional freedom of religion, Congress shall make no law, it seems pretty absolute, but is it really? Well, it's like freedom of speech. You're not supposed to say, scream fire in a crowded theater. I suppose you can't scream theater in a crowded firehouse either, but that's also a different video that I'll probably never make. So we're going to just make up a religion. We'll call them the Zarapathian fire worshippers. Let's say Zarapathian fire worshippers, they advocate violence. They say that they should kill non-believers. They say that women are not allowed to have the same rights that the men do. They might say that the U.S. Constitution needs to be overthrown because that interferes with their religious liberties, i.e. their religious liberties, enforcing their religious will upon everyone else. So, would Congress be within their rights to regulate that? Absolutely. How would they do it? Probably every single member of the Zarepathian fire worshiper religion probably wouldn't adhere to this, but let's say 5 to 10% did. I really do think that there is a point where you should be able to put a couple FBI agents in their church, or whatever they want to call it. I believe that they should be able to monitor the comings and goings. If there are more of them coming from outside the country, maybe they could prohibit all immigration from a country that has Zarepathian fire worshippers as the majority. No, I'm not mentioning any particular religion here. I'm sure that you can read between the lines. But let me tell you this. If a Christian religion just followed every single thing I just said, they need to be watched. If a pagan religion does it, they need to be watched. If a sect of Judaism, or yes, even Islam, advocated this stuff, then yes, they need to be watched because they are a danger. Thomas Jefferson said famously, and I'll repeat that in a lot of videos, that and this is paraphrasing, so bear with me, I don't really care what you do as long as you're not picking my pocket or breaking my leg. As long as you're not picking my pocket or breaking my leg, it's none of my business. Same with religion. As soon as you cross that line and you start picking my pocket or breaking my leg or setting off a bomb or shooting at someone, it just became my business. And if I can possibly stir the pot just a little bit, then my work here is done. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. That's the best thing you can do for me. Go down below. Please hit that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs down if you didn't like it. But if you didn't like it, tell me why. I live for comments. I want to know what you thought about it. Did you agree with me? Did you disagree? If you disagreed, that's fine, but tell me why. I also hope you go to Amazon.com. Check out my book, Radical Freedom. If it says that it's sold out, they're lying because they print more. That's awesome. Look for my name, Kurt Waldrop, and order you one today. And if you can contact me, I'd be happy to sign the thing for you. Just buy one. If you buy one, make sure you leave a comment on Amazon for that matter. So, thank you for watching. I hope you have a very happy Halloween. Wolfie says night-night. I'm Kurt Waldrop. See you next time on Radical Freedom.